I refused to fund my sister's €2,500 prom, and my parents disowned me. My name is Luca, a 32-year-old guy who's built a small but successful business from scratch. No silver spoons, no easy breaks, just hard work. This is the story of how I learned that sometimes helping family can turn into being taken advantage of. It's not a warm tale of reconciliation, but a raw, messy lesson about boundaries. Buckle up, it's a wild ride. It all started during a busy workday mid-conversation with a client when my phone started buzzing like it was possessed. I ignored it once, twice, then 3 times. By the 5th buzz, I thought something catastrophic must have happened. Glancing down, I saw my sister Ava's name, 16, a high school senior and a master at turning minor issues into global disasters. I let it go to voicemail, figuring I'd deal with it later. Then came her text, "Send me €2,500 for prom." I laughed out loud, startling my business partner, who shot me a look like I'd lost it. I assumed Ava had mistyped, maybe meant €250. So I texted back, "You mean €250, right?" "Nope." Her reply hit like a brick. "No, €2,500. Dress, limo, nails, photos, spa, hair. I need it to be perfect." I stared at my phone, dumbfounded. €2,500 for a high school dance. I could take a luxury weekend getaway and still have change for a nice dinner. My response was blunt: "You're out of your mind. Get a job, clear, done, over," or so I thought. Minutes later, my phone lit up again, this time my mom. "Ava's worked so hard. Don't be selfish, help her." Then my dad. "Pay for her prom, Luca. It's the right thing." That phrase, "the right thing," was their go-to code for do what we want, no questions. I set my phone face down, feeling like it had just spit in my face. I've helped my family plenty, more than I probably should have. Whenever they hinted at being short on cash, I sent money without hesitation. But €2,500 for a prom? That wasn't help. It was entitlement wrapped in sequins. The rest of the day was a blur. I kept checking my phone, hoping for an apology or a shred of reason. Nothing, just silence. Around noon, Ava left a voicemail. I knew it'd be a guilt trip masterpiece, but I listened anyway, like an idiot who enjoys pain. Her voice was pure drama. "You're so selfish, Luca. It's just prom. Why can't you help me for once?" For once. I nearly chucked my phone. I've been covering their bills for years, especially after Dad's stroke. I deleted the voicemail halfway through, too angry to work. By 3 p.m., I shut my laptop and sat there, replaying their words. Their expectation, not hope, expectation, that I'd cave was what burned me most. Somewhere along the line, my help became their right, and I wasn't family anymore, just a walking bank account. I called my mom to sort things out. She answered on the second ring, already sharp. "Tired of ignoring your sister?" I took a breath. "Mom, I'm not paying €2,500 for a high school dance. That's insane." Her reply. "You can afford it. You're not struggling. Doesn't mean I'm funding a parade." I shot back. "She's 16. She can work." Mom's tone turned icy. "You don't talk to family like that. We're struggling, Luca. You don't know what we're dealing with." "Struggling?" I half laughed. "Then why does she need a designer dress and a limo?" Silence. Then a click. She hung up. "No, let's talk later," just gone. Then Dad texted, "Pay for her prom or you're no longer family." I stared at the screen, floored. A threat, not a request, like something from a bad breakup, not your parents. I sat there, stunned, their words looping in my head. After all I'd done, bills, emergencies, their mistakes, they had the nerve to weaponize family. 5 minutes later, Dad texted again. "You're supposed to help. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." That line stuck with me. Harder, like I was the problem for saying no. For the first time, I questioned if my years of help had just bred entitlement. Looking back, the signs were there. My family's always played favorites. Ava, the miracle baby, born years after me, was treated like royalty. I was the practice run. When I got my first job, they said, "Good, but don't forget to support us later." When Ava got her first social media sponsorship for makeup videos, they gushed, "She's going places." At 16, they gifted her a used convertible. At 16, I was mowing lawns for a second-hand laptop, which Mom called character building. By adulthood, I was overflowing with character. Then came Dad's stroke. Mom's call shook me. He collapsed at work. "It's mild, but he can't work full-time." I rushed to the hospital, stayed for days, handled everything. Guilt makes you do dumb things for family. When Dad came home, their finances were a wreck: bills, mortgage, medical costs. So I opened a joint family account, with me as the primary holder, for essentials like groceries and meds. The bank tied it to my social security number, so big transfers needed my approval. For the first year, I tracked every withdrawal, euros 70 for food, 100 euros for utilities, 180 euros for dad's checkups. It felt right, like what a good son does. But as my business grew, I got busy and stopped checking. Ava started posting about designer clothes, brunches, and weekend trips. I assumed she had a job or small allowances. Mom's calls for unexpected expenses grew frequent, always vague. "Bills, honey, can you help?" Dad would say, "Your mom's got it handled," or "It's fine." I sent money, trusting they were struggling. They said they were careful, but I worried. Deep down, I didn't want to face the truth. I wanted to believe I was helping, that I was the reliable one keeping them afloat. But the requests got hazier, Ava's lifestyle flashier, and the math stopped adding up. I ignored it, mistaking being used for being needed. I liked being the fixer, the one they relied on. It made me feel valued in a family that only noticed me when they needed cash. That's why I missed the red flags, because I didn't want to see them. The next morning, I was at work trying to move on when my phone pinged with a bank alert. My heart stopped. Pending transfer, 4,500 euros. As the primary holder, I'd set an alert years ago for withdrawals over 2,000 euros. The transfer was frozen, awaiting my approval. This wasn't a debit card swipe for groceries. It was an attempt to move money out of the account entirely. Less than 24 hours after Ava's prom demand, the timing was too perfect. I called her first. She answered, groggy, mourning. "Did you try to move 4,500 euros from the family account?" I asked. "What? No, what are you talking about?" She mumbled, then snapped, "Ask Mom." "So you know nothing? No, stop accusing me. You're paranoid." She hung up. Classic Ava. Next, I called Mom. She answered, all fake sweetness. "Luca, how are you? Why's there a 4,500 euros transfer pending?" I cut in. A pause, then, "Oh, that. Don't worry, it's just something we needed. Approve it." "For what?" "Bills, repairs, your sister's prom, your dad's stressed." I laughed, no humor. "So stressed means draining the account without asking." "Don't be dramatic," she snapped. "You act like we're stealing. You're not." I shot back. "Watch your mouth," she said coldly. "We're family. You wouldn't have that business without us." "Without your guilt trips, you mean?" Another pause. "Just approve it, Luca. It's for prom photos." "Photos?" I nearly laughed. "No way." She hung up. I didn't bother calling Dad. He'd just echo her. If they were bold enough to try 4,500 euros, what smaller withdrawals had I missed? I hadn't checked the account history in ages. I needed answers, so I texted my friend Sam, a no-nonsense lawyer. "Need legal help, family stuff." He replied instantly, "Sounds bad, office tonight." The day dragged, my phone taunting me with that pending alert. Their lack of panic told me this wasn't new. They expected it to work because it always had. At 6 p.m., I met Sam at his office. He was ready, coffee in hand. "What's up?" I spilled everything. Ava's demand, the guilt trips, the 4,500 euros alert. "You didn't approve it, right?" "No way." "Good," he said. "Bring your laptop tomorrow. We'll check the account history." I left, dreading what we'd find. The next evening, I was back at Sam's, still in my wrinkled work shirt. He was at his desk, ready to dissect the account. Got the login. I handed him the details. He typed fast, and soon his eyes narrowed. "You weren't kidding," he said. "What?" He turned the laptop to me. "Look. 4 years of transactions, starting normal groceries, utilities, then shifting to jewelry stores, boutiques, travel agencies, and a prom planner." My stomach dropped. 70,000 euros, Sam said, slow drip. "They thought you'd never check." I felt like a fool. "They used it for credit cards, too," Sam added, paying off their debts. The prom planner charge was recent, blatant. "They didn't even hide it," Sam said. "They didn't think they had to." I slumped back, staring at the screen. 70,000 euros, not shock, just cold clarity. Sam printed the records, each page a stab of truth. "Keep these," he said. "If they push back, it'll get messy." I took the stack home, spreading it across my kitchen table. Every transaction, jewelry, boutiques, trips, was a lie labeled bills or emergencies. I scrolled old texts from Mom. "Short on groceries. Car needs fixing." All fake. My phone buzzed, "Mom, Dad, Ava." I ignored them. I was done explaining to people who only heard me when I paid. By midnight, I'd organized the evidence in a folder. I wasn't out for revenge, just closure. I'd confront them tomorrow. At 7 a.m., I drove to my parents' house, folder in hand. The suburban street felt too calm for what was coming. Mom opened the door before I knocked, her smile forced. "Calmed down yet, Luca?" I stepped inside, the air heavy. Dad stood by the window, arms crossed. Ava lounged on the couch, glued to her phone. "Sit," Mom said. "We need to talk." "Yeah," I replied, setting the folder down. "We do." She eyed it. "What's that?" "Proof," I said. Her smile faltered. "Proof of what?" I spread out the papers, credit card payments, Jewelry, boutiques, prom planners. I slid a sheet forward. This one's fresh. Ava barely glanced up. Mom's face flushed. How dare you snoop through our finances? Snoop. I laughed dryly. It's my account. You think we're stealing? She snapped. Want me to read the totals? I tapped a page. Explain this. Dad spoke up, voice low. You're supposed to help, Luca. We raised me. I turned to him. You mean when I paid your bills after the stroke? The mortgage. This account to keep you afloat. He looked away. Debt piles up, he muttered. Yeah, I said, on luxury, not survival. Mom slammed the table. You're ungrateful. After all we've done? I cut in. Guilt trips and lies. You said it was for bills, but it was for Ava's lifestyle. She pointed at me, shaking. We did it for her. She deserves better than you got. I stared, stunned. Better? You gave her everything. I fought for every scrap. She's our baby, Mom said. She's 18, I shot back. Not a baby spoiled. Ava rolled her eyes. It's just money, Luca. Not when it's mine, I said. Mom leaned forward, venomous. You act like you're better than us. You never visit. I'm better than being used, I replied. I worked for what I have. You turned my help into a paycheck. Dad tried again. You can't abandon family. I stood, gathering the papers. You abandoned me when you chose lies over asking. Mom jumped up. Don't walk out, Luca. You're ruining everything. I paused at the door. No, Mom. You did that when you taught Ava love comes with a price tag. Her face froze. Dad looked away. Ava kept scrolling. I walked out, their shouts, selfish, heartless, ungrateful, fading behind me. It didn't hurt. I felt free. Back home, I logged into the bank and closed the joint account. As primary holder, it was easy. Revoke their access, freeze their cards, transfer the balance to me. 10 minutes to undo 4 years of being their ATM. I sent one final text. Account closed. Don't contact me. Then I blocked them all. Their messages flooded in. Mom's pleas, Dad's warnings, Ava's insults. You're pathetic. You ruined everything. I didn't care. For the first time, I could breathe without owing anyone. Life moved on. My business thrived, my days quieter, not peaceful yet, but close. I wondered about them sometimes, not out of longing, but curiosity. 3 months later, my cousin Andre called during lunch. Heard about your folks. No, what? They lost their house. Foreclosure, filed for bankruptcy. I wasn't shocked. And Ava, working retail, folding clothes. I smirked. Prom money ran out. Life hit them hard, Andre said. We chatted, then hung up. I stared out the window, the sky clearer than ever. They'd burned through their cash, lost the house they bragged about, and Ava was learning what work meant. I didn't gloat, just felt clarity. They didn't want me as family, just as a crutch. When I stopped holding them up, they fell. Months later, I was sleeping better, laughing more. My business soared without the drain of their emergencies. Family isn't a lifelong IOU. It's love, not obligation. Respect, not manipulation. When money became the bond, it stopped being family. 8 months after cutting contact, a knock came at my door. I hesitated, then checked the peephole. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories. Get more experiences.
Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.